Welcome, my Cancers, to your monthly zodiac sign reading. I'm Christine. If this is your first time here, introduce yourself, comment down below. I love getting to know new folks. And if you're returning, comment too. I love talking and catching up with returnees. So we're going to use some tarot and oracle today to see what messages the universe wants you to know at this point in your soul journey. You all, I did an amazing reading for you, and it didn't work. The video went corrupt. Something happened to it. So this is take 2. I guess I wasn't meant to share with you what happened. I will say 333 kept coming. You got 3 cards for every single deck. So let's get started. What guidance, what messages does the universe want you to know at this time? What messages does the universe want my Cancers to know at this time, please? Thank you. No flippers. Bottom of the deck, we have 6 of coins. Earth energy, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Okay, we got the High Priestess in reverse. The Sun card. And then King of Coins. Wow. Okay, my Cancers. Bottom of the deck, we got the Tower and the 6 of Coins. So there's some type of transformation, perhaps change coming when it comes to your foundation. I'll just say originally your message was about shifting homes, and it was related to your job, your professional area. Here, I feel like there's something here that you're not wanting to see the truth of, and it concerns your happiness, but I feel like some of you are not connected to, or not feeling connected, I should say, to what it is that truly brings you happiness. There's a sense of disconnection here, because I feel like many of you want to build something very secure and stable. I remember you got a tree in one of the oracle cards too, and it came out here. So the tree is about standing firm, persisting through any challenges, and knowing that you can always remain grounded through whatever it is that you go through. But again, there's a sense here with the High Priestess, some of you are not honoring your true soul happiness. This is definitely concerning what you're doing. You may call it your purpose, your career, your job, how you earn your income. But I feel like many of you are wanting to connect to what brings you joy, happiness in this area. I'm sensing a complete disconnect. Some of you may just be exhausted, may be tired, but there's something that's happening, that will be coming, that's changing. And you got Strength card here too. You got Leo again. So again, I don't know why you're not wanting to tap into your intuition. There's a sense of fear, but also like evading it, almost like escaping it, like not wanting to tap into that. Perhaps there could be a sense of fear, a sense of fear, maybe insecurity about what type of changes this would entail, what this would mean. You're thinking more at the end than you are at, okay, what's the next step I can take? Because it's almost like when you say, I want $1 million house, and this is a pure example, and you may not be making $1 million salary at this time. And so if you focus on that $1 million price tag, it could be very overwhelming. So in the same vein with this King of Coins, this Taurus, this energy, it's a tortoise here. If we focus on this big end result, we sometimes lose sight of the next step we could take. So for example, in that $1 million example I gave you, maybe it's, okay, let me look at my budget. That's the first simple step I can make. Where can I make conscious choices when it comes to my money? In the same vein, it's about connecting to your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, and what you truly want. So think about the first step. Maybe it's simply being honest and truthful with yourself about how you feel where you are currently at. Sometimes we get into the mode of, you know what, I spent 10 years in college, or X amount of years in this profession, I'm just gonna stick it out. I don't wanna waste it. We're not here for that. A lot of folks tend to go through so many different experiences in life for a reason, because that's what we're here for, to learn. Think about Earth being a grad school. different tiers. And so a lot of times we maybe at one point in our life set out to, maybe we wanted to become a veterinarian. So we went to school, put in a lot of work and hours and training, and then we realized 5-10 years later, we're like, no, I don't want to do this. So it's easy to think, this didn't serve me, but you utilized, you cultivated, you learned new skills, and you're going to be able to take that with you wherever you go. So I'm saying this because the energy I'm getting right now is looking far ahead at what you want and being completely overwhelmed, where you just kind of avoid. There's a sense of avoiding what it is that truly is going to bring you happiness. So until you get truthful and honest with yourself, it's going to be difficult to take steps forward. So really ask yourself, what do I want? If I could have anything in the world, if money weren't an issue, time or anything, what would it be? It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It doesn't have to be what society wants or dictates as successful. It only has to be what belongs to you, what matters for you. Maybe you want to be a flight attendant. Maybe you want to open up your own animal sanctuary, or you want to work in national parks as a guide. Whatever it is, think about it. And then start with one little step. Kind of like this pharaoh is, well, okay, they're not stepping, but think about taking one step and realizing as long as you stay connected to what brings you happiness, that passion in itself, that fire within, it's going to allow you to continue going. You know how when you light a rope, let's say a candle wick, because most people just don't light up ropes, but when you light a candle wick, you see the flame travel down. It's in that same way. You want to follow your flame, your inner flame, down that path, and that's going to take you far. Because if you are keeping yourself in a situation, particularly when it comes to your creative endeavors, and you're feeling stagnant, stuck, and you're like, this is not for me anymore, you're going to lose steam. That flame is already gone. So there's a change coming for you all when it comes to for some it'll be obviously your money and how you earn it in your career. I feel like your job in particular, it's not so much about the money for many of you. I feel like it's more about the purpose, the meaningful work behind what you do. And if you make money, awesome. If you don't make the amount of money that most people would deem successful, who cares? I feel like as long as you're comfortable, and again, I'm speaking very generally here because I get the idea here. It's not so much about changing jobs for the money, but about the substantive part of what you do. There's a meaning here, an emotional aspect here, since especially we have the High Priestess. So pay attention to what you're feeling and what you're sensing. That's your intuition speaking to you. What other messages does the universe have for my Cancers at this time? What do they need to know? Okay. Got 2 cards. Infinite abundance. Abundance is pouring into your life. This is the King of Coins. And you notice everyone, they're smiling here. The more that you are in a state of joy and really doing what you like, you attract naturally more abundance. Could you imagine if you are in a job you hate day in and day out? You may be in a situation like that where you're finding yourself, there's no emotional connection. I don't find any meaning to this work. I'm not feeling it. And it's like your spark, your flame has just diminished. It's gone. You probably aren't smiling a lot, but when you find yourself doing something you enjoy, maybe you like running, you may be smiling all the time, right? So I feel this is speaking to you in 2 ways. First, don't be afraid to tap into the infinite abundance to receive the infinite abundance that you want. That means tapping into the frequency of the feeling, right? Of the joy, of feeling good. Because if you're not feeling that, it's going to be hard to attain that state that you do want. It has nothing to do with money either. We've got desert passage. Trust there's a divine plan. This is exactly something I'll say similar, what I saw. It's like you're looking ahead and you're wondering, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this. I know I don't want to do what I'm doing now, but I don't even see the end goal of where I'm supposed to get to. You're not supposed to know. I swear, if we all knew the puzzle pieces, if we all knew the path, none of us would fucking be here. We would be, already completing our puzzles in 5 seconds, jetting back out of Earth, because Earth is so hostile, and we wouldn't have to worry about it. but you're here to learn how to trust, to enjoy the process, to learn, because there's a lot of opportunities for soul growth in between. Each step of the way. Remember I said something about steps with this pharaoh? Now I can say it here because this person has steps. And they have a staff here. You see? You are being led. To me, this represents support, divine support. You are being guided. That's why your high priestess butt needs to turn itself upside down. Because right now I feel like there's a lack of connecting to your emotions, to your intuition, because your spirit guides are screaming. And so you are going to be guided. As soon as you take those steps, little by little, you're going to start looking back and realizing, wow, there are a lot of steps behind me. I'm doing this. That's what's going to give you trust in yourself too. Some of you may be worried about how this is going to happen. Like you're worried about the how and what it's going to look like. You just have to know the what you want, and then follow that and take action plans. And then things start coming. What other messages does the universe have, please, for my Cancers at this time? Okay, we got last quarter moon in Scorpio. Reveal what needs to be seen. This is the High Priestess in reverse. Reveal what needs to be seen. Again, I feel like many of you are trying to not succumb to the truth that you're sensing, that you're feeling. Your soul is urging you and also nudging you to be like, hey, not this way, we're going that way. And you may be trying to acquiesce it and quiet it down and saying, no, we're gonna stay here. So again, don't be afraid to open the covers up and be like, you know what? Yes, you're right. This is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm sensing. And even speaking it aloud. Scorpio is about, right? Going into the depth of the dark waters. Scorpions, the animal, they live under rocks, right? They tend to hide out in these dark crevices. So don't be afraid to peek under there and see what's hidden and what's being illuminated to you. We also have first quarter moon in Scorpio. Release your blocks. You got 2 Scorpio cards. So some of you may have, again, when I did the Scorpio reading, there were a lot of Cancerian references. So some of you have major Scorpio Cancer placements. So you may benefit from seeing both readings. Again, blockages. I'm sensing a lot of fear here, insecurity, and also wanting to control things. Some of you may be asking, okay, well then how is this going to happen? I need to see the map, the puzzle pieces up front. It's almost like you're doing like a double dare to the universe. And the universe is almost saying, no, we're not dropping an inch here until you make your decision. So there's a need here to release control, to have more faith that things are going to work out. That's an element of detaching, of not forcing, of not resisting, and of releasing. All you have to do is set your intention and manifest, and then take small steps, right? That could mean handing in your letter of resignation, updating your job materials like CV or resume, reaching out to your network, letting people know, hey, this is what I'm interested in now, going back for training, for schooling, certification, whatever it is. Those are the small steps. Reaching out to someone. Hey, I know you do something that I want to do. Can we talk? Can I invite you out for coffee? Those are the type of action steps. Maybe one day it'll be just, okay, I'm going to open up an email and write what I have to do, whatever it is. So this is about getting honest and truthful with yourself, with Scorpio. Scorpio is about facing those deep, emotional, vulnerable parts of ourselves and really honoring the truth of our soul again. What do we truly desire? What do we truly want? Let's continue on. What other messages does the universe have for my Cancers, please? Oh, we got 1. We got 42, which reduces to a 6. Self-care. Practice self-care. Serve others, but don't neglect your own needs. You can't give what you don't already have. Replenish your cup, attend to yourself. This was very similar to what I had recorded in the first reading I did for you guys. You've got very many different elements of self-care, especially beauty, energy healing, rest, sleep, alone time. So some of you simply need to tap into your intuitive feminine energy side. Some of you may not be sleeping well. You may be worried, experiencing agitation. And again, trying to figure how things are going to work instead of just relaxing, asking for guidance from your spiritual team, from the universe, allowing yourself to just allow things to unfold right now. Some of you also need sleep. And we've got bunnies too, which represent abundance. You've got a lot of abundance energy around here. You got fairies as well. So this is about tending to yourself. I feel like the more that you start taking care of yourself and honoring yourself, mind, body, soul, you are going to feel better. That's the energy that I was speaking to earlier. Okay. What guidance, what advice does the universe have and the archangels and animals have for my Cancers? Okay. What other advice does the universe have, please, for my Cancers at this time? Thank you. And then we got spirit animals. What advice do the spirit animals have for my Cancers, please, at this time? Okay, we're going to do this again. You got a lot of cards. We're talking more than 12. What advice do the spirit animals have for my Cancers, please? Some of you may have a lot of spirit animals. Okay, we got 3. That's fine. Okay, let's get a few tarot cards. What advice does the universe have, please? Thank you. Okay. We have 5 of Swords, air energy, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. The Hanged Man, Pisces energy. Ace of Wands, fire, Aries, Leo, Sag. Wow, this is releasing, a lot of letting go. You're being guided strongly by the universe. Release what doesn't make you feel good, what's causing you stress. Don't be afraid to acknowledge that. Release what's no longer sparking you joy. But more than that, listen to yourself and ask yourself if it's causing you stress or distress, pain, anxiety, but more mental anguish, it's not worth it. You're being asked to let this go at this time. Literally, this is I feel a strong spiritual divine message. I feel many of you are getting this, but again, there's a blockage here where you're not wanting to see it or acknowledge it. You're being asked, especially with the Ace of Wands, to allow yourself to pursue what it is you truly want. You are the creator. I'm hearing the painter of your canvas. I don't know if that's a quote or a famous saying. Designer of your canvas, but you can design your own life, in other words. You simply have to be ready to first make that choice and acknowledge it and let it go, let things go. Because if you are still holding on to anything from the past and you're trying to bring that into the future with you, I'm not talking about dumping things out and releasing everything, but if, for example, you're trying to, you want to change careers and you're like, no, I can do both. It's going to be difficult for the universe to bring whatever it is that you want in without that space. You're being asked to look at things, again, from a higher perspective. There's a mindset shift that's needed here. Your archangel advice. We have Archangel Samael. Perhaps Samael. Choose harmonious responses. Act with wisdom and grace. This reminds me of the Judgment card. I'm getting Libra energy here. But again, this is about, when I get harmony, it's not just, in the sense of equilibrium. It's about aligning with what is right for you and what feels good to you. People know this. That's the thing. When we think about it at the very root, we know when something is off in our life. We know when something is just not right. Maybe we moved into a home and we're like, no, this isn't it. Or we started a job and we realized down the road, maybe a week in, we're like, this is not the job that I wanted. We feel that disharmony. Again, this is the universe asking you to pay attention. Perhaps some of you work with music, sound bowls. There's something about music that I'm getting. It's about tuning in to your own frequencies. And so if anything is off vibrationally, you're being asked to not go with that or not go in that direction. For self-care, we've got 32, which reduces to a 5, make a meal. There's a lot of creative energy here coming through. Some of you may be wanting to go back, because I got artist earlier, designer, maybe graphic designer, artist, some type of creative, artsy, more Neptunian type of work. I wanted to say free floating, but it could maybe the job you want to pursue or the career path is very different than what you're used to. It's not rigid, it's flexible, it's freeing, it's extremely intuitive and creative. Some of you may want to return back to school or want to pursue a chef, a career in dining, fine dining, restaurants, hotelier, that kind of thing. But making a meal too, this is another way to invite other parts of your senses to open up, to feel. There's also a prominent theme here of connecting to your emotions, because again, with the High Priestess in reverse, many of you are not connecting to that. And so when we savor and pleasure with food, we are mindful with the bite, it's a whole different experience. Finally, let's take a look at your animal wisdom cards. We have Penguin. Pisces got this. Reach out to your tribe in times of need. Family gives you strength when you face the storm. Love your uniqueness. You are full of surprises. Break free from others' expectations. Just be yourself, authentic. We also got Snow Leopard, self-reliance. You are strongly independent and often solitary. Integrity is important for your best outcome. Cloak yourself with invisibility and walk with the shamans. Use your intuition and let your life unfold in silent perfection. This to me is similar. It's vibing similar to this card. Finally, you got Sea Turtle, protection. You are master of finding life's flow. Be in harmony with the rhythm and your path will unfold. Look at this, life, you let your life unfold in silent perfection. Your path will unfold. Persevere and you will succeed. You have everything you need to be protected and happy. You got 2 cards indicating just to allow your life to unfold. There's no need to know all the steps. There's no need to be rigid or to plan or to have to figure it out. It's simply making the choice and then taking one little micro step at a time. That's it. That's it. As long as you go in the direction that you want to, I feel like the universe is telling you you're set. You will be guided. You will be protected. As long as you maintain that harmonious equilibrium within yourself and you attune to that. Because again, you have so much guidance, wisdom, knowledge, and intuition at hand. It's simply asking yourself, am I ready to trust what I'm feeling? Am I ready to go down this path? And not allowing I almost said fleas, fear or any blockages to prevent you from going in that direction. My Scorpios, I hope this reading has helped. If it has resonated with you, I'd love to hear all about it. Comment down below. Let me know. And I would love it if you could support me and this channel. Hit the thumbs up button, share this video, and subscribe. Be a part of this amazing community. I'd love to have you. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here. I will see you soon. Take care.